pending litigation, collective bargaining matters, real estate, employment, and compensation as needed. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
It was moved by trustee Zupan, second by trustee Todd. Any questions?
Here. Yes. Sorry, yes.
No, I'm saying any questions? Okay.
Yes. Zupan. Yes.
Motion carried. We'll be right back. I'll entertain a motion to reconvene.
Second.
Moved by trustee Brewer, second by trustee Todd. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Brewer. Yes. Grant.
Yes.
Jones.
Here.
Yes. Tate. Todd. Yes. And Zupan. Yes.
Motion carried. Item 4, public comment. All questions and comments must be directed to the mayor. Each speaker may comment on any matter pertaining to business in Sauk Village. Each speaker is allowed one opportunity to speak for 3 minutes and may not engage in debate.
My name is Jackie Blaze. I talk loud enough. I would like to know what qualifications Mary, and Joe have for the jobs that you have hired them for. I would like to know how much you are paying these 3. I would like to know why you felt you had to hire these 3 behind closed doors. You never offered any of these jobs to the public. Did you call an open? Do you call this open and transparent? I don't. I would like to know why you refuse to give one and only resident, actually the restaurant, a liquor license when they applied for it. I would like to know why all the people that signed up for the email are not getting it. And I would like to know why the email is not being used on a regular basis to inform the people of what is going on in our village. That's it.
Answer to your first question, who is Mary, and Joe? Are they, what is that? You have to be specific, ma'am. I don't deal in.
Mary Clark,
Thank
Mary
you.
Esposito, and Joe is wife.
Mary Escobedo and Joe was wife. If they were a secret, you would have known about it. So they were not a secret. It was told to each and every trustee that's here. And you're looking at me like I said something wrong. Each and every trustee knew exactly what I was doing, so it wasn't a secret. As far as their credentials, I felt that they had the right credentials of what I was looking for. And the job that they're doing is something that if I went out, it would probably cost me 4 or 5 times the amount. And as far as how much they're getting paid, if you have a copy of the budget, all the salaries are in there. Everybody's salary that's working for the village is in the budget. And as far as liquor license, I don't understand. You said I'm only giving a liquor license to who?
The restaurant. He applied for a liquor license.
Which?
The Washington Cafe.
Washington.
Okay, then you got to tell me. I don't know which
It's
restaurant.
the only restaurant we
No,
have.
we have several restaurants here. We have several restaurants. So Washington has not, they haven't came to me for a license. So I don't know where that came from, because I have not received any license or application from Washington Square for a liquor license.
Email?
Emails, I'm not in charge of emails, so I have no idea why you're not, what type of email, what are you talking about, e-blast?
Any e-blast.
Okay, I'm not in charge of that. Okay, the clerk just informed me when she gives her report, she'll be referring.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I just have two quick questions, one on the agenda, item 5, and, item
State your
10,
name.
Jan Clark.
Are the microphones working?
Batteries are off.
Okay. Go ahead and speak up, ma'am.
Item 10 says a motion to approve all accounts payable and disbursements November 1st, 2013 through 7/31 of this year. Now, how can you, as a board, approve accounts payable in advance?
Are you talking about 7/31?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know if that may have been a typo, but 11/01/13, we still have bills dating back to 2013 that we're paying.
well,
But
it's
it's
correct
correct,
in
it should
that,
have been up to 7/11.
yes,
Right.
okay. Thank you. I have a question on the payables. This would be railroad noise mitigation. These pages are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4.
You talking about accounts payable?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Item 443.000.726. Better door and window, $550, and then there's two different amounts for payments, or that was paid already. And the total for railroad noise mitigation is $9,928.45. What is that for?
Okay,
I mean, they didn't plant trees or anything for noise, right?
no, that's back in, I would say, close to a year now, that we got money from CN Railroad for noise mitigation. For those that live in that particular area, they can apply for noise buffers. Some chose to get doors, some chose to get fences, some chose to get foliage. And that's what that's paid for. I guess we paid the supplier that they went out and got. We didn't pay the residents themselves. We paid the bill that they went out and got. And it was allowed, this is the amount of money they were allowed to spend.
So
And
it
that's
can come out of the
not
village's
we,
budget.
that's CN, it's not the village, that was the CN money that was deposited in the village.
Okay, I thought windows were installed.
Well, I don't know what, it says preferred windows and doors, the company, I don't know what they installed, but that's.
Installation Vanguard window systems
Right.
right there. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
Linda Washington. I just want to say that there's a procedure in place since the new administration have taken over where we have to come to the village hall. We want to talk to the mayor, talk to his secretary / administrative assistant who would take the information, disseminate it to the mayor, and get back with the residents. I personally did that Thursday in regard to the Human Relations Commission. I talked to Mary Clark. She took my name, she took my phone number, and told me that she would give it to the mayor. Today is Tuesday. I have not heard anything back in regard to the Human Relations Commission and this meeting. So I just want to let it be known and noted. I want it in the minutes for the village that we have tried for 2 months. The Human Relations Commission, since the clerk, Mara Campbell-Hewitt, made a request asking all commissions and committees to inform her of when we meet and whose terms are expired and whose terms are not expired. So we have not been able to finish that process because we have not been able to get any feedback. And I came personally to make an appointment with the mayor and I haven't heard anything. Also, in the Sauk Village for Informative Dialogue, we have tried to meet several times in the Reconda. We've been turned down. I was advised by you, Mayor, to talk to Trustee Jones to use the community center. I did talk to him. He told me if our organization wanted to use the community center, we would have to pay $30 an hour. I do know that there are other organizations that have used that community center up under his leadership, be it Oak Parks and Recs, they have not paid. We will be forwarding all that information, but I want to let you know if you continue to discriminate against me and the residents of this village, we will take you to court and sue you.
Thank you. Next.
Rachel Luby. I know that there was the caps, like to get benches and things like that. I was wondering if we kind of have the same program of any sort to try and fix the parks. Like, you know, like get more things in the park or get us different slides. Because I know if you can make a bench, maybe you can make other things in your parks. So I didn't know if we could do that or not. And then also, I know that there was an activity going on the 15th, and I just wanted to know if that was still going on, because there was an activity with the Parks and Recs going on the 15th, July 15th. So I was hoping that that was still going on, and that's all I have.
Okay. In regards to the caps, Trustee Zupan is taking care of that, so you want to see her after the night, she can let you know, but I'm not aware of, I know they make benches, but I don't think they make slides, so, but I'm not aware, I'm not sure, but she'll let you know what it entails, and she's taking that over, so she'll be doing that. And as far as the activity for Parks and Recs on the 15th, if you're going to be here for a while, Trustee Jones will be, in his report, will be inform you what's going to happen with that.
Okay, thank you.
Judy Castor. We had
Excuse me,
the,
Judy, excuse me. Do you all want to talk? I mean, because if you're talking back and forth, people can't hear what they're saying. So if y'all want to talk, why don't you sit together instead of talking across someone? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I am curious as to the 4th of July. There were no fireworks and there was no anniversary for the village. I would like to know where the funds went with the collection that was being, donations collected for the anniversary of Sauk Village. I understand the previous trustee was handling that, and I'd like to know what happened to that and what's going to be done with it, where it's at, how much it is, and what's going to be done with it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. The 4th of July didn't happen because, first of all, we didn't get a chance to plan it like we needed to do. I don't like to do things at the last minute and just willy-nilly do something. So next year, believe me, it's going to be planned, and it'll be much, much larger than you guys think because we have a whole year to plan that. And it's not going to just be the 4th of July, it's going to be a celebration of Sauk Village. The second is the 60th anniversary. You, like myself and a couple of trustees that were here on the board when that happened, I know that they collected money. How much they collected, I don't know. Nothing was turned over to me. Nothing was turned in for that reason. So I cannot intelligently answer that question, what happened to the money, because I've never given anything. I know that there was supposedly money taken for that, but what happened with that, I don't know. So I can't tell you about the 60th anniversary funds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My couple questions are,
Please state your name.
what is the, pardon?
Please state your name.
My name is Myrna Pearson and I'm a resident of Sauk Village. My question is, what's the update on the roads being fixed or the side streets? How far have we come with that? And my other question or concern is, I understand that everybody pays their taxes out here, but why are businesses be able to park in front of their house and not being ticketed on Wednesday for garbage day, but there are residents that live here, but their company vehicle is parked on the street, but they don't get fined with a ticket, but other residents do?
Okay. Is that your question?
Pardon me?
Is that your question?
Yeah, that was my question. Why is, just the two items?
Okay, as far as the roads, it's ongoing. The asphalt is being, as we talk, there are asphalt crews being out there now. There's going to be a little bit more interaction, I would say within another week, because we're going to be putting on part-timers, so that'll also help with that phase. It's a crew that goes around and do the asphalt patching, so that's ongoing. So they may have not gotten to your streets yet, but trust me, it will be. You'll see it. I can't give you a date because it's done.
Right, the only question is with that, is it's so bad
Yeah.
that I had to buy a new vehicle, my shot and strut. From driving up and down that street for the last 4 years has tore up my car.
Can I give you just a little hint?
Right, but I'm
No,
just saying,
No, can you tell me
and
what
it's,
street?
it's actually this side of the
Can
village,
you tell me what street you're on?
219,
And?
Merrill, and
Okay.
or down in between
Okay, I
those
just
two.
wanted to know. Okay, thank you. I just want, that way I can kind of get an idea.
Yeah, because I know before that it was on this side, but I don't know if they fixed this side
Okay.
yet. But it's that bad, it needs to be repaired.
And then as far as the tickets, right now we have one person, but they're doing the best they can. We're also planning on hiring another person for that reason. Well, that's not just that reason, but to shore up everything and all the violations that we have, that one person can't take care of all that for the whole village. And they've been doing it for years, so they've been missing a lot. So it's just unfortunate that the person that you're talking about, whoever it may be, got away that time. Like I said, they're going to continue to get away. But, you know, that's fake, that sometimes that happens. You can't get everyone. But believe me, if they keep doing it, it will happen.
Right, but I can't understand. My daughter got the ticket, she's gonna pay the ticket, but the gentleman that lives right next to us, he owns a company vehicle, he parks in front of the house. He did not get a ticket that same day when she parked in the street on Gardner Street. So that's my concern.
Right.
How did they get away with it? They're residents too, it's a company truck, they should be fined too, along with everybody else that parks on the street.
Thank you. It's well noted. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Harvey Harris. My question is this: in 2012, a house burned down on Poplar Lane. For 5 years it sat there. Then there was a sign on there, for sale by owner or rent to own. I was told somebody buy it. Yesterday, I signed to put on that house again, for sale or rent to own. Excuse me. The house on the east side of Poplar Lane has the very same sign in it now. And that was vacant for 10 years, and the house, you can't even see it because of all the brush and the trees that are covering it. But yet the village takes a position that they don't know who owns it. If the village doesn't know who owns it, how is this individual finding out it's selling it? And I would like to know from code enforcement, if they can find it, why can't they? And why can't they not make them clean it up?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I was going to mention this in my report, but I'll tell you now. There is a scam going around in the village where people are coming in front of a house. They don't have keys, but they'll ask you for a deposit, and they'll bring the keys to you, but this is the house that you're going to rent. And people are signing away their money, giving money. Come to find out, they've changed the locks. They don't own the house and let people move in without a occupancy permit. We're cracking down on those as we speak. There are some homes here that we're trying to find out who the owners are. A lot of them are bank owned, a lot of them that people feel that they walked away from, but they did not because the bank didn't take them. And it reverts back to the original owner. And they're gone, and we try to find who they are. So the banks are not, it's not automatically anymore when you walk away, the bank's gonna take the house. They make you because they got enough. So that is a scam, and that's what you're talking about is probably a scam too. That someone is doing that. Because I mean, who would buy a house if you see that it's burnt down and, you know, they're trying to sell it? So that's something that we are well aware of, and we're trying to get on top of that, especially with the scam that's going on. Any other questions? Okay. Number 5. I'll entertain a motion to approve the board minutes for May 23. I'll entertain a motion. That's it. It was moved by trustee Tate, second by trustee Brewer. Any questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Brewer? No. Grant?
No.
Jones?
No.
Tate?
No.
Todd? No. Zupan?
No.
Motion failed. I entertain a motion to approve the special meeting minutes for May 23rd, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by trustee Todd, second by trustee Tate. Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Brewer? No. Grant?
No.
Jones?
No.
Tate?
No.
Todd?
No.
Zupan? Abstain.
Motion failed. Reports of officers. Mayor Derek Burgess' report. I have no report today other than to let everyone know that the senior center has been open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, if you want an event, come see me and we can arrange something. But right now, it's open to anyone. Any senior, I'm sorry, let me say this. Any senior is open from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Seniors is 50 and over. I heard someone say what they is. Village clerk, your report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I provided a written report. And also, trustees, if you look in your handbooks under number 2, you see quite a few handouts. I attended the Illinois Municipal League's newly elected officers training earlier in the month. And I came back and I made copies of all of the handouts, as well as you should have a very nice little pamphlet that deals with parliamentary procedures. There are 3 resource books that are in my office. You are more than welcome to come and look at them, borrow them, or whatever, but I wanted you to have that information because they gave out excellent information for all that were in attendance. May I ask the officers, directors, and everyone that has to submit a committee report to please do so by close of business on Thursday preceding the meeting so that they can be copied and provided for the trustees when they come in on Friday to pick up their packets. They like to have that information so that that's how they spend their weekend, reading through the business of Sauk Village. This next appeal is for the residents as well as for the trustees. And I know that each and every one of you who are here because you have great concern for the welfare of the village. Otherwise, you wouldn't spend your time being here. But we thank you for being here. But let me share with you. Remember, I moved here 10 years ago, and I still see a continued separation in the village. I have been village clerk now for 2 months, and it is just alarming to see that the separation continues, and in fact, it may be getting wider, and I'm just going to appeal to you to think about why you are here this evening when you could be home doing something else. If you care for this village, I'm going to ask each one of you to do your utmost best to lend a hand, an olive branch, something, so that we are more connected as a village, someone talked about the e-blast. I finally was able to get the names of people who are on e-blast, those who are subscribed and those who have unsubscribed. Since I have had control of the e-blast, a sizable number of people have unsubscribed. So the reason why some people do not get the e-news, that's what it's called now, is because they have unsubscribed. But this is what I'm going to say to each and every one of you, those in the audience and those that are up here as well. Just as I invited you to sign on to e-news at our last meeting, I'm going to invite you to do so as well. So that when you see something on there, if there is a question on it, I invite you to come to me and ask me. I am open. I will share whatever information that you need if it's to my prevailing, especially if it's something that I am actually writing on the email. I noticed that the attendance at events have really declined. We had a wonderful event this past Saturday. And those of you who usually come to every event, you weren't there. And you were missed. And it was a wonderful event. So once again, if you really, really care about this village, I'm going to say, become a major part of it, not just questioning what you think is wrong. Make a positive difference in this community. That is my special appeal to each and every one of you who's out there, but then also those of you who are sitting up here with me as well. We are not a whole team, as I would like us to be, or as I would think that we would be. And so I'm going to invite you also to look at your actions and really ask yourself, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? How can we be greater connected? Not best friends. I'm not here to be friends with anybody. But I do believe I'm supposed to have a wonderful working relationship, one that is positive and beneficial. I don't see that right now, and I'm going to ask respectfully that you respect the office of the village clerk at all times, because I am going to respect you. But my expectations is that you will respect me as well. Now, going back and forth, the anger and animosity that we see as we look out at you, it's astronomical, people. You don't see what we see sitting here. Please, let's put our emotions in check when we come through the door. Let's work to transform this village, and let's do so collectively. Mr. Mayor, we did ask for organizational chart and clarification of duties. I am going to ask for that as well. I think that if we were to have that, then we would all know who's on first, who's on second, who's on third, and who's out of place. Because right now we do have people operating out of line and it causes problems. So I think that we would be well served to see exactly who's responsible for what. Moving on, if you have any intent of a program being advertised in the Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau, they're collecting information at this point for activities taking place November the 1st through April the 30th, and they would like that information by September the 1st. So if you can share that with me, I would greatly appreciate it. Trustee Taste mentioned at a meeting not too long ago that he thought that we were possibly spending too much money on office supplies and everything, and he suggested that we check out CMS. Well, I did check out CMS. They no longer have that program. However, I was directed to the Illinois mayors, the suburban mayors and managers, and they do most of their buying from a company called Warehouse Direct, who provides a great discount to municipalities, and I shared with you on an email, inter-office email, just some samples of warehouse direct prices, quill prices, and Office Depot's prices, and you are going to see that in the vast majority of the instances, warehouse direct is much cheaper. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Treasurer Mary Escobedo.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. As of today, our current year-to-date revenue report is as of April 2017, which is as follows. Property tax, $7,541,314.60. Other taxes, $2,618,935.11. License and permits, $341,476.05. Our fees and services, $2,832,464.46. Our grants, $314,319.28. Our transfers, $5,346,355.67. Our miscellaneous, $659,778.87, for a total revenue of $19,654,644.04. As of, we will be working on our May, June, and July reports to get us up to date. And I will have copies available for you, Mayor, and the board after the meeting. That concludes my report.
May I have a copy? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Village Engineer Jim Zarni.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, regarding the road resurfacing project, all concrete work has been completed. That would be curb and gutter, sidewalks, and driveways. And the asphalt removal was started today as well. Material testing on Peachtree will start tomorrow, and paving will be forthcoming afterwards. Regarding the sewer cleaning and televising project, pre-construction meeting was held yesterday, and work will be commencing the first week of August. Impacted residents will be notified a few days before the work begins, and sewer service will not be interrupted. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Zarni. Fire Chief Al Spark-Ray.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, you turned it over.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the fire department responded to 23 calls from June 19th through July 2nd. We had 6 ambulance assists, 5 auto accidents, 4 fire alarms, 4 carbon monoxide calls, 3 service calls, 1 brush fire, and 1 gas leak. One thing I want to bring up to everybody's speed tonight. I'm sure everybody's been watching the weather reports. Tomorrow is going to be one of the worst days. If you have a chance, check on your elderly neighbors. And us young people, because we're stupid enough to stay out of this stuff. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Chief. President Alan Vavrick.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Just to reiterate what Chief Spark-Ray said, the weather's going to be pretty bad tomorrow. Keep an eye on the weather reports. Tune your TVs to it. They were talking about golf ball size hail possibly coming in. So just be aware. Also, to make sure that anything that's loose out in your yards, make sure that they're somewhat secured so they don't go flying around and damaging anything, either your property or the neighbor's property. One other thing too is this week alone, we being ESDA, we were called out to Cook County. Cook County called us out to assist them with a fatal accident up in Glenwood, unincorporated Glenwood. So we went up there for a while. We were up there about 2.5 hours. So that concludes my report. Oh, and one other thing too, I'm still actively looking for new members. pick up an application at the village hall, turn it into me, or turn it into the village. We'll get the procedures going. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Economic Development, Joseph Wiswine.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Over the course of the last few weeks, we've been working diligently to identify parcels available for commercial and industrial development. Additionally, we've been working on updating the village's dated website as it pertains to economic development. I've given the board a copy of the new design layout that we're going to be going with. Gerald is currently out of town and is unable to update the site, but we're working on that. That's just kind of a rough draft of what we're putting together. We've also been working on marketing material and solicitations for potential developers, which I've provided the board with already tonight, so you guys have a copy of that slick. Also like to welcome Sauk Village's newest business, Her Display Vans. They recently acquired the old Chicago Air Power building, which is about 20,000 square feet, and began operations last month. They previously were based out of Steger. They closed down their operations there. They've been in business for 13 years and located over here. So we're definitely glad to have them. Her Display Vans is a family-owned operation. They've been in business for more than 20 years and have experience in mobile truck industry. Last week, Mayor Burgess and myself went on an on-site visit to their facility where we met Tim Herr. He gave us a tour of their place, and it literally was buzzing with business and activity. So Herr outfits trucks for Mac Tools, Matco Tools, Snap-on, and Cornwall Tools. I will be meeting with another owner of the commercial plaza, Mr. Ted Panos, next week to finalize some cost estimates. Mayor Burgess, Mary Thompson, Mr. Panos, and I met to discuss his plans back in June. Mr. Panos is working on updating his parking lot, signage, landscaping, and lighting to make the appearance of his plaza a little bit better. We've been working with the village's longtime TIF consultant, Kay McKenna, as some of the work will be eligible for TIF reimbursement. It is hoped that once the work is complete, other commercial sites will begin to make improvements as well. Finally, I've been working on securing funding to completely redo the village's dated comprehensive plan from 1999. The comprehensive plan is usually good for about 7 to 10 years on average, and ours is quite dated. Those need to be routinely updated. This opens up opportunities for grants for the village as well. The cost associated with updating the comprehensive plan will be from $100,000 to $150,000, and we should have a response to our funding request by October of this year for the process to begin in 2018. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I noticed in your report, you have a list of available properties. Now, this might be way off, and maybe I need to talk to Mrs. Zernak about it. But as we go on, there's some property that has been bought for the infrastructure improvement for, Sauk Village. So I noticed you have a list of available property. Does these properties interfere with anything that we might need for the infrastructure improvement? Or, is it way somewhere else?
Yeah, specifically, I'm not sure exactly which properties would be interfering with. I'm sure you're speaking with concern to right-of-ways and stuff like that. I don't think there's any issues that in what you have there that would impact that at all.
Okay, so, Jim, did you take a look at this and make sure we don't have any conflict?
I haven't seen it.
Those are properties that are currently available right now.
Okay, but you might need them, I don't know. Okay.
Any other questions? Public Works, Mr. Kevin Wells.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Landscaping still ongoing in Sauk Village. Now that we have all this rain, it's kind of a little slower. Everything's kind of messy to do, but we are still working on landscaping. Currently, we will be flushing hydrants tonight. They'll be starting at midnight to completion on the south side. That's all the way through the south side, through Lincoln Meadows into Deer Creek. We are definitely, we finished up all our interviews for our part-time help, our seasonal help. We're currently signing through HR right now, so hopefully by the 14th or the following week, on Monday, we'll have the crew on, starting their work. Most of them have some experience, so it shouldn't hopefully be too much training involved. The next two lights that we were working on is 1500 Constance and 21443 Peterson. Both have been called into ComEd for power disconnects, so we can do a fault locate. One we determined there was a spike put in it by one of the construction companies from probably about 3 years ago. So that's a damaged wire there, just finally found its way out and shut the light off finally. The other one we're currently still working on. It looks like there's a couple fence poles over the years that were put near or close to it, which probably damaged the wire. They'll both probably need, one will need a repair and one will need a line replacement. Grass cutting vacant homes. At this time right now, staff has addressed 32 homes, went 2 of them, 18 of which were needed to be cut. And we're still ongoing with that. When the part-timers start on, they will be doing day-to-day cuts during regular business hours, so you should see some of that go a little faster. Work and detention ponds. We've had some complaints around the town. We've had some mowers down. Both of our mowers currently are back up and running. We have 2 of the 3 mowers that we need to run. Both of them are, the ones that are currently running now are ditch mowers. So we're working on the ditches so far. We've taken care of 225th Street in the Carolina section. We're halfway through the section on Deer Creek off of Mary Burn. And our next sections will be Carlisle and Lincoln Meadows. Park wood chips, we did start putting some wood chips down. We had an event or kind of a family event at Carlisle, so we started at that event, that park, so we wanted to make sure it looked decent for their little picnic they had. So the next one will be the Village Hall here, and then we'll just move on to the next when our part-timers help. That will assist us to move that faster. I do hear some complaints on some potholes. 219 Place, there is a section of 219 Place, it's by the manholes. It is the worst section of the whole street, and unfortunately, there's some other streets that have the whole street there in bad condition, so that's why that street has been pushed off a little bit, because it's the end of the street rather than the whole street that's tore up. We do patch the area, but it's where the storm sewers are. It tends to be softer and come apart faster. And also staff at this time right now, we are doing our best to assist each department, especially with vehicles. We are a little behind on some of that, and any events that are going on, hopefully we're getting everything set up as needed. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Weller.
Got a question?
Yes.
Mr. Weller, I got numerous phone calls from residents, and they really appreciate everybody's doing the curbs, and of course they want to get a curb done too. So my question is, do you have a list of where, you know, if I give you the address, can you let me know if you're going in that area? You know, because they're really want to, they see everybody else's curb being done, they want theirs done too.
All the curb work that's done on a project, all that's done because they have to replace the curb. You know, when they do the curb, they do the driveway, so most of them want their curbs done because of that. But it's not being done just to be cut down. It's being cut because it's damaged, the curb's missing, or it's a grade issue, and they have to re-stretch the grade, so they'll pull the curb out. And in that process, because the curb's missing, in order to put the driveway back in, or the curb back in, they have to take some of the driveway out, so they have to repair the driveway. So unfortunately, right now, we don't have any money to replace or cut down curbs. We're working on some, maybe some programs coming up next year that will help, maybe a 50-50 type program for sidewalks
So
and
just
some
tell
curb
them
cuts.
that, you know, we don't have any more money and all the curbs are.
Currently, we don't have anything we're doing outside the scope of the projects, the roads we're doing.
Okay, and my next question is that also I got a couple calls from where the trees are, the branches need to be cut back, and they were talking about squirrels or something to get into the attics, and, you know, I got 3 of those, so, you know, should I send them to you, or how do we handle those?
Each resident who has a complaint of a tree or anything in Sauk Village can call the village hall. If they have a tree complaint specifically, they can fill out a form. They can fill out a form for the reasons behind it. Sometimes branches are getting close to the houses, sometimes wind, sometimes growth. We do have a few of them on the list we're currently working on to cut away from the houses. But all they have to do is drop a note, and then when we have the ability to go out, we'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
Question? Reports of trustees and standing committees. Public Service and Senior, trustee Bernice Brewer.
First of all, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mohan, I'm sorry. Mohan was so fine. No, he's not here. Yes, Mr. Mohan.
Thank you, Mayor and the board. I have a couple information. The finance department has completed the second quarter 2 Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity grants completed. Even though we are not getting any money from state of Illinois, we are required to turn in the quarterly grant report. One grant was $25,000 for the B-box repair. The other one was $50,000 B-box repair as well as the fire hydrant report. A fire hydrant grant. I have turned in 2 reports already. And I have also completed the second quarter COPS grant report, which comes to approximately about $11,000. The money should be in pretty soon, within another 5-10 days. The third is the city sticker for the vehicles for the residents in Sauk Village. The last date to purchase was June 30th, 2017. After June 30th, the prices of the stickers have been doubled, and the police department is actively pursuing the vehicles without any stickers, valid stickers, will be ticketed and they will have to pay a penalty. And the penalty is double the payment of the city stickers as well as the police fines. That ends my report.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. Okay, now you can ask it. Okay, now reports of trustees and standing committees. Again, public services and senior committee trustee Bernice Brewer.
First of all, I'd like to thank Public Works Director Kevin Butler for his assistance at the senior center. I really appreciate you, especially with those book bags. And again, I want to thank Robinson Engineering for also giving me all that information at the center for the infrastructure repair before they leave. But I really appreciate it. I think you're going to get together on that. But as far as the senior center report goes, that
Please use the mic.
as far as the senior center report goes, the policies and procedures were submitted to the trustees for review. I'm waiting on their feedback. As soon as we get the reports, I get the reports back, I incorporate whatever their comments and suggestions are. Then the report, the procedures has to go through the review committee because there will be a change in chapter 30, section 3501. At that time, it'll come back to the council, and then we'll review, and then we'll be up and running, and we can put our programs into place. The next thing I want to say about the infrastructure review committee, I just got a thumb drive from Robinson Engineering, and it's a wealth of information that needs to be updated, and I need to get some financial information from Mohan to address some of the areas that Jim and I were talking about. And once that we get all that information together, we'll put a committee together, and then we're going to talk about the proposed recommendations for infrastructure repair phase 2. And that is my report.
Your policy and procedure, are you ready for that to come to the committee of the whole next week?
As soon as everybody gives me a copy of their comments and suggestions, I'm waiting for somebody to give me some feedback.
Okay, well then can we put that on the, will you be prepared?
No, I would like to give it to the council first and let them take a look at it because they might have some suggestions and stuff too. So
My question is, do you have a council? You don't have a council?
I'll have a council as soon as I get the policy and procedures.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to get these voted on by the board, then you have it in place, then you vote. That's what I'm asking you. You want to put the policy and procedure on the agenda for next week, that the board can talk about it, and then we can vote on it, and then you can get your council.
No, I really don't. No.
Because that, how can you put a procedure together unless the board votes on that? The board has to vote on the procedure.
Well, they might have some suggestions that bring back to the board that might make it
So you're not ready
easier.
for it to go on?
Huh?
You're not ready for it to be talked about at the next meeting, is what I'm asking.
Okay, we'll put it on next week's agenda. That's fine.
I'm just asking.
That's fine. No, we can put it on there. That's fine.
On the agenda.
That's fine. So hopefully everybody give me their comments and suggestions before next week.
I got a question.
Yes.
With the Public Service Committee, have you got a date? Have you?
No, I just got all the information from Robinson Engineering today. Just that.
So if we get all of our feedback to you by end of day Thursday, does that give you enough time to turn that around, to get revisions incorporated into your document so that you can get everything to the clerk so that she can include it in with our packs for Tuesday's meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that concludes my report.
Budget and Finance, Trustee Roger Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say that next Wednesday, we do have the Budget and Finance Committee meeting here in Village Hall at 7 o'clock. Close my report.
Parks and Recs, Trustee Calvin Jones.
First off, I'd like to say that I attended a block club party, blood drive, on Little Tree? On Little Tree. That was on the 2nd of July. And that's something that I was always talking about, as far as the community getting block clubs together. And I think they put on a pretty classy event. It was a lot of people out there. It was pretty well attended. That's right there on 223rd and Willow Tree. And this is some activities that really made me feel good. To see everyone, all the neighbors out making sure that they was picking up the trash. They had movies set up outside in the evening time. They had barbecue. All of the residents, some had popcorn, some had hot dogs. So you go through each house and you may get, different treats. You had hot dogs, some had full-blown ribs and everything. You had music, and then you had the bus for the blood drive, and that was there too. And that was pretty good. That was a pretty good showing of Sauk Village there, and that really made me feel good. I just wanted to say something about that. And the Summerfest, this was something that I was sad that we couldn't get anything for the 4th of July due to the confusion that happened. And so I tried to put something together to fill that void and give the village an opportunity to come together and unite during the summertime. But it just wasn't enough time. A lot of people, they're out on vacation already. It was very hard to get response back because it's the summertime and a lot of the vendors were already busy. So during our last committee meeting last Thursday, we decided to pull the plug on the Summerfest due to the lack of timing, and didn't want to rush it to the last minute. And I don't think it would have been fair to the residents to come out and not have everything that was intended. So we're going to try a different avenue next year, and it'll be a pretty good thing. And we are working on the corn and dog roast. That's already, the wheels are turning for that, and that would be September 16th. So you can mark your calendars on that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Jones. Trustee Tate, how's it in government?
Can I have a question first?
Sure.
Trustee Jones, what are the hours for the corner government?
7 to 5.
11.
The hours for the corn and dog roast, 11 to 5.
For the housing and intergovernmental, we had scheduled a meeting last month and we did not meet. Several people were on vacation or doing personal things, so we did not meet. We're restructuring to take into account the new objectives for that committee. So hopefully everyone's going to be back in town soon. I want to give them a chance to look at the new standards that we have to meet and do some revisions to the activities that we're going to undertake for that. So hopefully by the end of the month, I will be notified that everyone's back in town and I'll establish a meeting date before the end of July to discuss what they're doing and where they're going. I've been looking at a number of housing issues in Sauk Village. Mr. Mayor, I'm going to give you some recommendations on the night court that we have. We talked about that just briefly. There's some things that I think that we may need to try and see if we can increase our revenue. And I want to, there's so many houses that are in disarray, let's just say. I'm kind of thinking that I would like to start focusing on the businesses that we have in Sauk Village that are unkept, to see if there's things that we can do to get the business to spruce up their properties and get their properties looking decent. The housing issue is something that I think is going to be, it's already being addressed by code enforcement. The additional staff person will certainly help. I find that even though we have one code enforcement person for our houses out here, she's doing houses and businesses both. And that's a huge job. And she's writing a lot of violations. I was a little concerned that she's writing more violations than we're getting combined from our law enforcement personnel. We had a resident that was talking last week about people walking in the street and refusing to move and that kind of thing. And so I'm not sure if the chief of police is going to enforce that. We need to do something, create an ordinance, or we need to do something to assist him if he's going to enforce that. Are there things that we need to do prior to him taking action? So but anyway, that's something that we'll be looking at. As I stated, I'm going to focus right now on looking at our businesses that we have out here and see is there anything that we can do to assist them to update their businesses and make them look a little better. On a side and ending note, this is the third meeting, I think, that I've sat at where there have been challenges and comments about your appointments. I've been here a little over 2 years, and during the former administration, none of the appointments were challenged by any resident. Now, I think that when we have issues of there's equality in the races in both administration, there's equality in the genders. Across the board, they're pretty much even, but all of a sudden your appointments are being challenged. And when I took a look at the budget and added up what your appointments cost, they don't equal half of what the former administration paid their appointments. So I tried to find out why was there so much of an interest in residents on the appointments that you made. And the only thing I can come up with is that it's a personal issue against the appointees. Now, if the residents have personal issues against any of the appointees that you made, then they should address that with the appointees or some other way. We should not be concerned and bogged down by whether or not this person is qualified, whether or not they submitted a resume, because that wasn't done in the previous administration. And no one challenged it in the previous administration. So now all of a sudden we want to make sure they're qualified or highly qualified and that they're so, I don't know, good for the job. I think we have different standards and we should not have different standards. Whatever we do for one, we should do for all and make it equal across the board. But we're not doing that. So, as I said, the only thing I can come up with is that people have issues with the appointees, appointments that you made. And instead of just saying that I got an issue with that appointment, I got an issue with that person, they want to cloak it all into one cover and pretend like it's the money of the village. And when your appointees cost the village far less than the previous administration's appointment, I don't see that argument, which is why I think it's a personal issue. And I hope it's been put to rest. I don't want to waste time. It's a waste of time to continue to discuss appointments meeting after meeting. So if they want to file a complaint or if they want to do whatever they want to do, then go ahead and take care of that. And let's keep it off our agenda. And let's do things that we need to do in order for the village. I know I have a ton of things that could be looked at, and none of it has to do with who made an appointment to what. But there are things that need to be done, and we need to exercise judgment and put our efforts into those things. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ordinance review and beautification, trustee Linda Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. Our next meeting for the ordinance review is July 24th at 6:30. We're currently looking at the standing committees. We're looking at that one. I'm waiting to get information back because we want to take two of the committees that you have together and separate. So once I get that information, and then the information that you gave me for the travel expense, we'll be looking at that. As far as beautification, I wanted to thank Kevin Weller because, in case anyone did not know, on our 394 site where the mayor's sign is at, someone decided that they must not have liked it because they ran part of it over. And so the bricks were taken down after we just got that site looking really nice. But thanks to Public Works, this was done on a Friday. On Monday, they had it repaired. And Smith's Farms then donated the rest of the flowers that matched it so that we could fill it in, so it didn't look so bare. Also, we're always looking for volunteers. Fortunately, this year we have, I've been working with two of the Blue Township young adults that come out and we weed. So hopefully, we only have them for probably, about 3 more weeks. So hopefully the weather is not 90 degrees where we can actually get out and continue weeding. And that ends my report.
Thank you, trustee Todd. I just want to say on a side note, and I was hoping that she would have mentioned that. We do have 7 students, young adults, that come every single day, well, Tuesday through Friday, 4 hours, and they're disseminated between the village hall, the police department, and trustee Linda Todd, who so graciously takes them out in this area to beautify the village. And I just want to say kudos to her because she's hardworking. I mean, she gets those students and they change off, but they're out there pulling weeds, planting flowers, picking up paper, whatever she has them to do for those 4 hours. And she's right there along with them, working with them. So I just want to say kudos to you, trustee. You're doing a fabulous job, and thank you very much. And next year, I'm looking for other trustees to step up. Okay, public safety, trustee Zupan. Those that don't work. Trustee Zupan.
The Public Safety Committee will be meeting on Wednesday, August 2nd, 6 p.m. here at Village Hall. That will be our first meeting. At that time, the members who are at that meeting will discuss when we should have our permanent meetings on a go-forward basis and also talk about the intentions of that committee itself. So I hope to see as many there as are willing to participate. And that concludes my report.
Thank you.
6 p.m. Yes.
Okay, unfinished business. Are there any comments for A or B as far as this review? You've had it for about a little over a month now for strategic plan for progress and also a review. Any add-ons, any addendums for the finances and procedures? If not, we're going to put this on the agenda for next week, and then we can formally put this in and we'll vote on it after that. So we've had time to look it over because it was a little lengthy. So if you have anything, please get it to me, or we can discuss it next week at the committee of the whole. New business. I'll entertain a motion to approve accounts payable.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by trustee Elizabeth Zook, Bev Zupan, and second by trustee Tate. Any comments?
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
I was going to mention that I think that we should have the end date changed to 7/11.
Okay.
Question. The start date on 2013, most of us weren't here then, so.
We still have bills.
Yeah, I
Dating
understand
back
we have
that far.
bills. Okay, so we don't know specifically who we're talking about.
Can't hear you, we can't hear you.
We don't know specifically who we're talking about for 2013. Why are they sending us a bill this late? Why are we just not paying it? I know you're gonna say we don't have any money, but we like to have a
No, I'm not
few
going to say that.
ideas.
I'm going to say that that bill is still outstanding.
It's still out, so these are from the aging report?
These are, some of these
have-
bills are from the aging report, yes. Or anything, aging report is referred next day after you're going to pay it, and that doesn't get paid, so it goes through. But we still have bills from 2013, legal bills, that are from 2013.
So, I mean, can we get a breakdown on legal versus electric versus?
I mean, did you look through the accounts payable?
I don't have
I didn't
anything.
see anything
We don't
on
have,
for these dates.
yeah,
Oh, you didn't
those
get,
days.
you did not get an account payable?
There's nothing in the packet.
Oh, the
For
photo
those days.
Okay, did you get anything from the lawyers?
No.
No.
That would be one of the reasons that it would be. So then your, excuse me, I'm sorry.
So we need supporting documents?
Yes, you would definitely need that.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a comment? So I spoke with Mohan about this, and so you know, as you stated, these are from, he's paying things on this accounts payable from the past, few years. And so what happened was, he's now, we have the money to actually pay some of these things, so he's now paying these. It's not that we just got the invoice, we've always had the invoices. It's just that now he picked and chose what we were going to pay, based on the cash that we had on hand. So yes, some of these are older, but I mean, as the mayor said, if a bill was due yesterday, it's on the aging report as a day old as of today. So,
You said they're on the aging report as, they've been paying.
No. What I'm saying is, as the mayor said, say that we had a bill that was due yesterday. As of today, we didn't pay that bill. It goes on the aging report. So therefore, these are bills that are worked on the aging report. And some of these are, some bills still are on the aging report. He just chose to pay these particular bills, if that makes sense.
But I know on this accounts payable, it's all dated 2017, whereas it broke down for 2013. I'd like to see what we're paying.
Correct.
And I realize we have the bill, that
Correct. And so he can provide you, he's going to provide you with a copy, because I would ask the same thing as well. Can we see exactly what we are being paid from 13, 14, 15, or 16? So he did ask, tell us we get a copy of that.
But we need supporting documents, that's what the whole discussion was, and we don't know how much it is or anything, so we need supporting documents, in other words.
I don't have a problem with this, but I have a problem saying yes to an accounts payable stuff I can't see.
Yes.
Right. I don't have a problem with July 11th.
I don't think I think the intention here with this, and it's unfortunate that Rohan is left, is that the oldest item we have on the aging report is dating back to November 1st of 2013. It's not that there's necessarily, and Trustee Gray, you can correct me here, it's not that we necessarily have something on this being paid from that date, it's the fact that that's how old some of our aged stuff is. Because you're right, anything that's on here with tonight's accounts payable is 2017 invoice dates. So it's not that we're missing information tonight, it just looks funny that we're talking about a date as far back as November of 2013.
But isn't this to approve all the payables so that he can pay them?
Invoices.
No, this is
It's only to pay what's listed here.
Right.
The $96,000, that's what we're requiring.
You just said you got money. Oh, why you still borrowed money from the water department?
So I will amend my motion to approve the accounts payables and disbursements for the period November 1st, 2013 to 7/11 of 2017. And the total amount of $256,757.28.
She made a motion in a second.
Second.
It was motion, you admit? You can't have two meetings. The amended motion was amended by trustee Beth Zupan and second by trustee Grant to pay the amount of $256,757.28 for the accounts payable on hand as they see it. Any other questions? Madam Clerk.
No. Grant?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Tate?
Yes.
Todd?
No.
Zupan?
Yes.
Motion is carried. General comments and discussions from Board of Trustees and the Mayor. Trustee Todd, we'll start with you.
I have nothing at this time, thank you.
Trustee Brewer.
Mr. Mayor, I submitted a memo to you and the board earlier requesting some financial data. And I'm hoping we can talk about this next week in the, when we have a meeting next week. In addition to that, I'm also wondering why we don't have read access to financial data and other documents that's village documents. In this day and age, we talk on internet and there should be read access to anything. We should be able to look at any documents, and that's also a Sauk Village code that we should have access to any documents. So I'm wondering why we don't have read access to these reports and with print capabilities. We should be able to look and see what's going on without disturbing employees, which we have been told not to do. But that thing should aid us in our daily activities. So I was wondering, is that should be, I would like that for discussion for next week and find out why we don't have that read access to different reports and data and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. And my last comment is that I understand that for the accounts payable for 2013, I don't have any supporting documents. I can't in good conscience vote for something I don't have supporting documents for. So I don't understand what you need from us when you put from, well, whoever, from 2013, whatever, they're saying you have invoices, but I haven't seen any invoices. I don't even know how much the accounts payable are, you know, for that 2013, 2014, 2015. I just don't know, and not understanding, so. You won't understand either. That's right, but, I mean, we're here to watch the money, so.
What I was going to tell you was, Trustee Brewer, The accounts payable goes back that far, and that's why those dates were put on there. What you were approving today was the document that's in front of you, that's dated July 11th. And it has that price on it, and everything that you voted or that was voted on today was included in this particular documentation. But accounts payable goes all the way back to 2013. That's why that date is on there. But what you're approving today was the amount that's here on the first page at the bottom. And everything that's supporting document of that is inside these 4 pages. So that's what you were approving. But it just lets you know that accounts payable dates back to 2013 because we still have bills from 2013.
You said invoices date back to 2013.
Well, yes, the invoices that we have still active, but we don't have them in here yet.
Okay.
But we will be paying those. And they date back, we still owe bills from 2013.
Well,
But the bills that were voted on today was the ones that were in here that are dated 2016. When we get enough funds, we will start paying the agent report, which will date all the way back and we'll start paying those. But right now, we're trying to pay the bills so we can continue to do business with the vendors.
well, I mean, considering they're so old, I still would like supporting them.
Oh, no, you go, before you vote on them, trustee, you will get supporting documents. Before you vote on them, you will get supporting documents. Trustee, Trustee Tate.
My first question is for Trustee Zupan, who is collecting money for our flags. Where are we with that?
I still would like some funds from several board members. Happy to take that tonight from those who have it. I have talked to some already, and this conversation should be a reminder for the rest of us. Thank you.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking, because I see the young lady that's going to create the throws that we need for the raffle at the corner dog roast. But she needs startup money, so we need to get her that money so she can get started doing what she needs to do.
I have 100 of it right now. I can give her the 100 at least.
Okay. Get a receipt.
I didn't say that, he did.
So she'll be able to start manufacturing the throws that we'll need for the raffle. I have containers at my desk that I should have brought out here and stayed around at the end of the meeting. But at the next meeting, I'll have some containers out here, so if you want to buy raffle tickets, you can do that here. And we're running late, we're running out of time, because the corner dog roast is on the 16th of September. So we need to kind of key it up and see where we are. And from the raffle, I want to be able to determine how much we have towards the purchase that we want to make, and then submit to this board what the balance of that is. So there will be containers next week, and Ms. Betcher, hold on for a second at the end. I want to talk to you for a moment. We're going to start selling the raffle tickets next week, and I'm going to talk to Ms. Betcher. She's going to tell me how much. And she's whispering back there.
I have the tickets.
Well, she has the tickets. Okay, so we're going to start selling those next week, raffle. You understand, this is for her to produce the throws that are going to be raffled away at the corner dog roast, and she's going to have one for each branch of service. So if your loved one was in the Navy and you want to deposit a raffle ticket in the jar that says Navy, you can do that. Or you can buy 10 dozen raffle tickets and put them in all the jars. Make sure you win one. But we're going to do that next week. And if you still would like to make a contribution, board members, Trustee Zupan has her hand open, and she's taking all monies. Make sure it folds and that there are no coins. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee Tate. Trustee Jones.
Well, I would like to say I did attend the Roberts No Excuse Foundation summer free food fun day that was out Saturday behind the Village Hall. And all I can say is he really, him and his mom, they put on a spectacular show every time. Last year when they had it inside the community center around in November, when they had the fried turkeys, the greens, the food, I mean, it was so much food, so much entertainment. They put on a very good show every time. And this is a young man that's, I believe is 8th grade now, and on a roll, and he goes around, he feeds the homeless, and this was a event that was free food. There was a bouncy house, there was the activity house where it was bouncy, but you could run through it like a maze. There was ribs, there was hot dogs, sausages, pops. It was, I mean, they put on a spectacular thing, and it was just a little disheartening not to see as many people that I thought would show up to. I mean, it was a free event, and it was a little disheartening to see that. And I hope, and I talked to him, and I hope that don't discourage him and his mom not to continue in their good deeds that they're doing. And I hope they continue, and next year bring on the same attitude that they had this year, and hopefully we get a chance to come back out and attend this event. I was just kind of sad to see that there wasn't that many people there, but that's just me feeling that. I hope that that's not a sign of what's to come in the village. I really hope that's not. We got the corner dog roast coming up. I hope that we could attend, we could come out, celebrate each other, enjoy each other, communicate. That's not the village that I am trying to bring programs to. That's not the village that I think that we are. I hope that that's not a sign. I hope that's just that it was a fluke, that maybe too many people was out that day or whatever. I just hope that we're not doing this separation and not coming out and participating. Without the participation, we don't have anything. I mean, we just go through our day-to-day lives and just be whatever you do and just not grow as a community, not learn from each other. I just hope that was a fluke. And I hope to see you all for the corner dog roast. And that's it.
Thank you, Trustee Zupan.
Just a couple things, and this is really to comment on some of the other conversations that have taken place up here. I was just going to real quickly say that, MOPON can provide the aging report to each and every one of us at any point in time that would have all of that information that Trustee Brewer you're after with regards to those 2013 invoice dates. The other thing I was going to mention, even before Trustee Jones brought it up, was really referring back to the clerk's report with Saturday's event, and even talking about the corner dog roast. It's all about communication and advertising, and I didn't personally know about Saturday's event until the e-news came out last week. So when it was a matter of a few days before an event, it's really hard to make plans at that late of a date to attend an event. So, I think from a corn and dog roast perspective, let's get ahead of it now and put an email out to say save the date kind of thing for the corn and dog roast, so at least it's getting out there with the date, so that it's reaching more than the audience here, and people can make sure that it's getting on their calendar and getting that initial word out there. And that way, as plans come together and you firm up what all we're going to have there, we can just send more out and, you know, just inundate them. And hopefully, as we get the Sauk Talk out, because I hear rumors that the Sauk Talk is being resurrected here shortly as well, we can also put it into that venue as well. And that was all I had.
Trustee Grant.
No comment.
Okay. I do have a couple of things. Save the date, July 25th, here at Village Hall at 6 p.m. We will have our budget hearing prior to our meeting at 7, so it will be at 6 o'clock here at Village Hall, July 25th at 6 p.m. Also, for the trustees, if anyone needs a cell phone, please inform, let me know. One trustee requested a cell phone, so I'm not going to just go back and forth. So if you need a cell phone, please let me know tonight before you leave, if you need a cell phone. Yes, sir.
Could you put that on the agenda to be discussed at the committee for the cell phone issue? Because I've dealt with this for the last couple of months here. So there's an issue I have with everybody having cell phones.
You requested it to be on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Moved by Trustee Todd, second by Trustee Jones. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.